2, 1.
Welcome back, everyone, to another episode of Stories from the Unbound Shores. Where we last left off, the party had made their way around the city of Arcosia to get supplies that they needed for their journey, along with information, and have gotten themselves a job as guards on a supply caravan heading towards, but all the way to the Silver Vambrace. I think that's it, anyways. Which is their current destination. With Roland having spent some time and a great deal of money in the bathhouse.
It was worth it.
An appalling amount of money.
Hey, worth it.
And as I recall, we had left off with Melisari wanting to give them a try.
I mean, it's been heavily recommended to me.
Yes.
Shit, I feel like there was something that I was gonna bring up at the end of last session. I can't remember what it was.
These things happen.
Shit.
I'm not quite sure what that might be. I'm sorry.
But if you're not wanting to try the bathhouse, let me know right now so I can stop finishing trying to build it.
I mean, I do intend to check out the bathhouse, but
Alrighty. Then I will keep at it.
sorry, what, Derek?
I had just said that I'll keep at it.
Oh, okay. I don't remember how important it was, but I guess I can head off to the bathhouse. No, 'cause it was something relevant. It was relevant. I'm sorry. I'm gonna go into the video.
The dragons, the desert, bodyguarding, money.
I mean, it was probably money related.
Did you want to collect money for your purposes from me? I have the lion's share of the money.
Hang on, hang on. Alright, well, I might not have said it out loud, in which case just progress to the bathhouse, I guess.
Bathhouse time.
So I guess we pick up with. We're finishing lunch. Wait, did we lose Thomas?
We lost him from the Tailspire.
Oh, I had to restart my net.
Oh, okay, okay. Okay, well. So we have finished up lunch. And we'll be bugger.
So, and I believe there had been Eskel possibly wanting to try ice cream.
You mean Roland?
Roland, sorry. I'm tired.
Roland did get ice cream. He paid for it already.
Yeah.
He got a sample that was purchased for him by
Yep.
Jezreel.
I just can't remember if he had actually tried it yet.
Yeah. Yeah, he tried the sample that she bought for him, and then he bought his own because he liked it.
Fair enough. Alright.
Hey, look, an excuse to use those water blocks again.
Yep. Alright.
Ice baths.
Can't do that. Oh, do that. Alright, we're gonna call that good. Because it's at least representative.
Bring in the massage table!
So I guess I will, as we're finishing up food and whatever, I will turn to Roland and ask, so, where is this bathhouse?
He will indicate across the way, past the dragon statue. So it is that large stone building there. It was quite exquisite, but I suppose if you do not want everything, they should bring you a list.
She will nod and say, I assume neither of you are going to partake a second time, so where shall we reconvene?
I think that Aurelian would be displeased if I spent that much money again.
That much money? How much did you spend?
Less than half of what we had.
How much less than half?
He's going to, like, actually pull up the bag of holding, and you're going to just see him kind of, like, digging through it and hear him mumbling numbers to himself. 10, 20, 30, 50, 70, that's 200, 350, we have about 700 left, and we had 1200 to begin with. So 500 in total.
She's just staring at you. Blinks a couple times.
He's just smiling. No thoughts in that head.
Obviously.
500 gold.
Yes. Suddenly I understand why this artificer, whomever he was willing to give us so much money. It does not go very far.
I will point out this is like the most well-groomed humanoid you've seen in like ever.
What?
The artificer?
I said I will point out that Roland is one of the most well-groomed humanoids at this moment that you've seen for a very, very long time.
He continues to have no concept of what things are supposed to cost.
Sorry, hang on, I'm doing some math. Rolling.
Yes.
500 gold is enough to maintain a fairly comfortable lifestyle for almost a year.
Where?
Did you say where?
Où se trouve là? Lifestyle.
Sorry, one more time.
Yes, where? Here?
Oh, où se trouve. Okay, that's what you said. The average place.
The average place for me is somewhere between a low swan encampment, the woods where my friends and I hide in the trees, and this city, which has magical ice baths.
Okay, average in the sense of this city then.
So, what you're telling me is that this bathhouse is asking an exorbitant fee.
I'm saying they must have some incredible services.
And I am telling you they do. I mean, as far as I can judge a thing.
She just looks like weary, and I am having a hard time figuring out how to.
Look, there is plenty of gold left.
Interesting.
There's at least 700 pieces of gold still in my bag alone. So, if you want to go, you have more than enough to pay for it. And I think you should go, because this has been a long, hard journey for all of us. Besides, what will we need so much of this coin for?
Well,
I mean, what good does it do
Here.
us if we do not spend it? Spend it.
well, we can spend it on gear,
Right? What gear?
spells, and save it.
I have a magic armor, and you have magic armor. Aurelian, do you like your armor?
I actually
wear
don't
armor.
have magic armor.
Boom. You-
And technically you do.
I have magic armor.
What?
Roland has magic armor.
I know, and I said technically Aurelian does too. He said I don't wear armor,
Oh.
and I said technically you do.
Sorry.
For
but-
purposes of this discussion.
Right, so, each other.
I think for the purposes of this discussion, do you like my magic armor?
Do you want me to buy you better magic armor?
No.
Do you want me to buy your magic armor from you?
Do you want to wear it?
No. I wear full plate armor, and this is adamantine.
Melisari is now sitting with her head, like, in her hand on the table, like, oh my god.
This armor was a gift from it would be, he feels like it would be unkind to cease use of it.
You could argue that it would be more unkind to let it go to waste by dying,
Oui?
but I think it is more than sufficient, at least for the moment. But
Yes, but for the moment, the question is, will you go and get yourself pampered? I have money. He just holds out a handful of gold coins. It's on me.
please don't do that. And also, it's on us. That is our money.
I vote that Miss Melisari uses some money to have a good day. He holds a hand up over his head and looks over toward Aurelion.
Melisari looks at Aurelion. Unamused face.
Sorry.
Just totally weary.
Which hand does
Roland?
Rowan have up?
Probably the one without the gold in it. I don't know. Maybe the one with the gold in it. Let's say it's the one with the gold in it.
Which is
His right hand.
oh well then. And I just scoot around to your right, and I kind of just reach up and gently push your hand back down again.
You just see his eyes watching his hand get pushed back toward the table, and as it goes up, you see his left hand rise.
I just look and go, I'm just gonna shake my head. Just...
Come on, vote with me. You know, this is a good thing.
And I just like,
Fuck it.
she thinks it's a good thing.
Give me 40 platinum and 50 gold. Just a sizable handful of gold and
Okay.
platinum.
He's going to put the gold coins in his hand on the table and arrange them into piles. There was actually about 50 there, so he'll drop the 3 extra back into the bag. He'll push those 50 over, and then you'll hear the clinking of metal as he's fiddling inside his bag for a moment, and he eventually comes out with 2 handfuls of platinum coins. Says, this is 40.
And she will actually, I'm debating now. Do I want to have enough for the full pampering? Because I already know that I'm not planning on doing the full pampering. But Melisari might not know that. She's going to kind of look at it, start shuffling it into her own bag, and say, actually, on second thought, give me that last 10 platinum.
He's going to take out 10 more. He says, how are you going to afford if you only have the 50 gold? It was for 500.
She's gonna tilt her head at you, and then look at Aurelion. Do you think you could give him a basic economy lesson while I go to the bathhouse?
I can try.
She'll nod. She's still got a very weary expression on her face, and then just stand from the table and turn around and walk out the door without another word. Bloop.
She took 50 of the silver coins. But aren't they worth like half as much as the gold?
Oh, 1 second.
Wait, what?
I didn't say worth like half as much as the gold. Why would she not just take all of the gold?
I'm going to ask him to point silver coins out to me.
He holds up a platinum coin.
All right. So, 2 questions. Or I guess mostly just one. Did Roland actually give her platinum, or was it a mix of silver and platinum?
There were only 9 silver coins in the thing.
I also would have, if he was trying to hand me silver, I would have corrected him.
Fair point.
There's a lot more platinum in there, so even if he were going for a mix, it's low odds that he would have grabbed any of the silver by accident.
Alright, then I will presume it's just platinum. So, Mosar, you make your way inside, and while this place is not fully built, it is somewhat representative. You'll be greeted by a couple lightly dressed elven figures of various genders. One of which is behind a podium-like structure that appears to have some sort of writing on it. Could be a menu, could be a guest list. Hard to know unless you go and take a close look at it.
I am going to approach. Does she say anything to me?
Welcome to. I never give the bathhouse a name. I'm just gonna call it the bathhouse for now, and I'll name it later. So,
I mean, it could just simply be the bathhouse.
regardless, she welcomes you and says, "How may I help you today?"
I think that is a question I would also like to ask you. What services do you provide?
Oh, there are a great many things we do here. For one's personal care. If you're light on coin, we have a more traditional public bathing area. There is a waiting room that with some pampering and food available that can be used for a small fee should services be full at the moment. There are rooms for massages in the back, a set of saunas, not always a popular choice here as it's already quite warm, but our most popular and exclusive option is the ice baths that we have here. Does any of that strike your interest?
Are there private non-ice bath options?
There certainly can be.
What is the book, by the way, if I look down at it?
It's not. It appears to be more of a guest list because there's like names on it, and it's not oriented towards you; it's oriented towards her. Okay. So it's like a guest book, or perhaps maybe a like log of kind of money in, money out.
Yeah.
Regardless, it is for the employee, not the client.
Yeah. I'm just debating if she would want. I feel like I wouldn't want an ice bath, even if it was very warm. I would want a cool bath.
Does Melsari say as much?
Yeah, she's kind of thinking about it, and she's like,
"Oh well, if the well, as we do call it ice bath, as that is an option, but it is something you're able to regulate to a temperature of your choosing. If you wish for it to be hotter, warmer, eh, not often does it happen, but you could even set it to be closer to boiling than icy if desired. But like I've said, not as often wanted. But
Ah,
temperature would be yours to control.
so the ice bath is more just private bath,
It's
potentially
private
cold.
and temperature controlled. There are private baths that are not temperature controlled, but
How warm do those tend to be? Actually, you know what? I can do a private bath, not temperature controlled. She suddenly remembers she can cast prestidigitation.
right. And with any purchase here, there is a attendant that will be assisting you throughout your stay.
Lovely.
Ah, she'll point to a couple employees that are kind of standing near the back of male, female, and one that's a bit more androgynous. Would any of these three be of your particular liking?
Is she insinuating anything?
You haven't shown enough money for it to be insinuating things, but you're getting the feeling that with enough money shown, certain things could certainly be insinuated.
Options.
But she has not insinuated that herself.
I appreciate my ability to recognize that, though. Anyway, um,
This is not something Roland was offered.
What? No way. Who would have thought?
um, I forgot what I was gonna say. Well, perhaps a private bath. I assume you have some variety of fragrances, aromatherapy, oils, something like that.
Yes, if you wish, there can be a flat fee up front, and you'll be able to use whatever we have to your delight, or you can pay by the item as you go. Though that can get more expensive if you intend to use more than one soap or fragrance.
Hmm. I'll do the flat upfront fee.
Alright, and that is the
Um,
private, non-temperature controlled bath.
yes. Although, out of curiosity, no, never mind. That'll be fine. And then also a massage.
All right. Is that? Are you looking for the full package, or just a particular amount of time?
What does the full package entail? She
She'll
asks a
go.
little bit hesitantly.
I don't know much about massages, so I'll have to just kind of describe this. She'll go through just kind of listing a number of techniques they'll use and kind of areas they'll focus on. Just kind of more or less telling you that you're gonna get a massage on every non-sensitive area.
Okay. Yeah, that sounds good. She doesn't say it like that though. Yeah, yes, that sounds lovely. The full package. Shut up.
Alright.
And how much will this run me?
Well, with the massage and the bath with being able to use our various fragrances and soaps and whatever else might suit your fancy, that will be 13 gold plus tip.
She's kind of regards her curiously. I had a friend who was in here a little earlier who spent 500. Is there
You'll
Are
see
there other
some.
services that are
You'll
significantly more pricey?
you'll see recognition go across your face. Well, if he, I believe I know the client of which you're speaking. If he were to have taken advantage of all services that were offered here, it would be quite easy to rack up a um, sizable tab, especially with the ice baths. Those are not a cheap option by any means.
How much are the ice baths?
Those are 100 gold by themselves.
She'll nod. And this is the standard fee.
Yes.
Does she show any sort of recognition toward um any implications Melisari might be making?
I believe that's called an insight check.
That's a 6.
Then she seems to simply be making perfectly normal business arrangements.
Perfectly what?
It seems to be perfectly normal, normal, legitimate business arrangements as far as she's concerned.
Okay. Well, then I'm curious what other options are on the table that he may have partaken in.
Well, when you mention that, she will flip the book to a back page, which will detail all available options.
Ah,
Though, and she won't say what. Well, actually, she will say this. I'm not permitted to give any more information about the client that I believe you're speaking of,
of
but
course.
these are what we have available for one such as yourself.
She raises an eyebrow at that. Such as myself.
Yes, a discerning client with seemingly the money to pay for such things. Most people don't have much they can afford, and if they get alone with the attendants, feel they are entitled, and thus they are not shown these options.
Ah, I see. Hmm. You know, I never would have thought that just going to a bathhouse would create such roleplay issues.
Issues?
Because now I'm like, how does she feel about this? This admission that there's some level of discrimination.
Well, yeah. How does she feel?
The noble part of the city, there's going to be discrimination of some variety everywhere, because they're nobles. That's like a defining characteristic.
Well, she'll glance a little closer at it and say, um, we'll stick with what I've already um, you know the words I'm trying to make. she
You'll
makes
stick
them.
with what you've already negotiated for.
Yes. And as for attendant, I have no strong preference.
Right. Then she will. I didn't name them either, because sorry.
Yeah, whatever.
So she'll just gesture to one of them and say, "Then if you'll see, please see Miss." I don't recall if you gave her your name or not.
I don't think I did. Melisari is fine.
Please see Miss Melisari to the back. If you change your mind or desire anything else, I am sure our attendants can see to it.
Thank you very much.
And they will lead you to the back. And feel free to just use one of the ice bath stalls, because it's one of those that just basically don't let you control the temperature.
Bloop!
Oh, you're standing on the prop, which there's seemingly less props than there were earlier. Oh, because I placed them in the GM lair. I'm great.
Nice.
I'm the best.
Hey, it's better than having a different problem.
Oh,
so-
you know,
But that'll work.
it occurs to me that maybe I should have asked if spellcasting is frowned upon.
Gonna prestidigitate your water warm and cold.
I'm gonna prestidigitate my water warm and cold.
You get to
Or at
become
least
Nerevar.
that was my plan. Whoops. I
Alright.
unsubmerged myself.
Alright, put yourself in so I can cover you back up, because... Yeah, you
Miss
kind of gotta go in the middle,
Melisari,
because
cover
there's
your
stuff on the
shame.
sides.
I'm not, alright, hang on.
I'll
Sorry.
do it.
Okay, thanks. I forgot that or rather, I didn't think about snap to grid being an issue.
It's usually not, but these were not built with Snap to Grid in
Yeah.
mind.
Yeah.
But... Oh. So those are some of the other like kind of icy things I had put in here, but they disappear in the water, it seems. So that lot of good they do me.
Okay. Well, that's fine.
Well, there, additional ice. I'll just gonna leave the rest hidden, I guess, since they don't do much.
It's cute and I enjoy it. Which attendant did I get?
The email one.
Ah. Okay. That's fine. Are the female ones in higher demand?
Probably.
Alright, anyway.
But also, when no preference is expressed, that's probably the default. Moving on.
Moving on.
So you'll get pampered with a large variety of soaps and fragrances at your disposal. Pretty much anything you can think of under the sun. So if there's a particular fragrance you want Melisari to smell like, it is your call. If I had thought about it, I could have gone through and made some and give them slightly different temporary buffs, but I didn't, so you get what you get.
That's fine. I will get what I get. I don't know necessarily what I want to get. So I get pleasant things.
And
Probably
while
something
they're...
floral.
Oh, and when I assume you do use the prestidigitation.
I will ask my attendant if minor spell casting is frowned upon.
It's not necessarily appreciated, but it's perfectly legal.
She's going to eye him a little longer and then cast prestidigitation on the water to make it slightly cooler than I assume it's on the warmer side.
Yeah, it's kind of lukewarm.
Yeah. And anyway, so fast forward through pampering. I don't think she's gonna.
Oh, but you will notice that a large amount, if not, well, not all, but like the majority of the staff appear to be high elves specifically.
That kind of doesn't surprise me too much. Does it mean anything in particular to me in game or in character?
Well, you know, they could be using high elves in particular to do the exact same
Ah.
trick you're doing.
Yeah, I figured.
That's the only race with innate that can innately have that
Yeah.
particular ability.
Yeah. This makes sense. She might be a tiny bit smug, but trying to hide it.
But and you'll also be offered some smaller foods, kind of grapes, nuts, that kind of thing,
Okay. I will partake
and
lightly
likely a
since
little
I
bit
did
of
just eat
wine.
lunch. Wine?
Yep.
Yes. I will partake lightly since I have already eaten and drink.
Alrighty.
Alrighty.
Then, unless there is particular more roleplay you'd like to do, you will also get your massage and be able to make your way uh, out to whatever the meeting point was.
Yeah, I think that's fine.
Alrighty. Um, Roland, can you remind me what particular bonus is that I gave you? Because I know it was a +2 to charisma for like a certain amount of time, and +1 to skills for a certain amount of time, but I'm not certain what the time frames were.
Checking. Nope.
Nice.
I have the modifier to charisma. There was something for skills.
Yeah, it was +1 to all skills, I think.
Okay. I knew it had to be something pretty overall because I knew that I had tried to find a way to easily add it and I couldn't, and I was like, I'll just remember it, and of course I didn't
Okay.
remember it.
So then,
But I'd also gotten the
if,
long rest benefit and all that.
if anyone wants to take a quick peek in Unbound Shores and see if I pinned anything last week, because I can't do that from Todd's account.
True.
I don't think you did. I kind of peeked
Nope.
a little up through. Yeah, no.
Okay, so then I think it was just a week, since you paid a lot of money and you got the maximum pampering.
Okay.
Um,
And that's both
So-
effects are for a week?
I'm gonna say yes. I think it was originally just the charisma and the skills are gonna be shorter, but I'm gonna say screw it. We'll just do a week because that's the time frame I remember.
Okay, I'm gonna actually add that to my notes now so it doesn't get lost again.
All right, Melisaren, you'll get a +2 to your charisma bonus for 2 days. And you may choose 2 skills to have a +1 in for the same period.
okay.
Vastly smaller sum, but still some of the benefits. Because you are now clean, so charisma still makes sense, and you've gotten a massage, so kind of working out the muscles or whatever else, however you want to
Yeah.
work
do
that
the
angle for
muscles,
picking a
relaxing the
skill.
mind.
Yeah.
I will contemplate and let you know before we need them.
Okay.
And I will make my way back over.
Alrighty. So Are there more discussions that are desired to be had before moving to evening?
While she was gone, Aurelion is going to have given Roland a crash course in currency.
Alright.
Calculations.
Hit it.
So I pick up a gold piece. I say, well, this is a gold piece.
Yes, I understand.
No.
The gold
Yeah.
pieces
And
are
a
what
gold piece
drives
is
the
worth
economy.
approximately. And then I kind of give examples of what you can do with a gold piece to give an idea of its general value. And I
A
go,
one night stand in
but yeah, just those things. And then I point out to a silver piece, and I say, "That's a silver piece. It's approximately worth about 1/10 the value of a gold piece."
Oh, not half.
Then,
10th. Okay.
yeah, 1/10. Copper is worth 1/10 of a silver, or 1/100th of a gold.
Alright,
And then I
follow.
point to all the rest, and I go, "These are platinum. These are worth 10 times a piece of gold."
What, seriously?
Yes.
Oh. It is hard to follow. It looks like a silver piece.
I pick them up and I look. I hold like a silver piece and a platinum piece
I mean,
side by
next
side to
to
try and
each
see if
other,
there's
I
a
can
difference.
see they have a different shape and a different, whomever that person is.
Different mark.
And yeah, I guess a little bit I can tell the difference between the metals, but only with them next to each other. How does one know? You must memorize these shapes, these faces.
You get used to it.
If you want to give him an actual answer, the universal thing would be the shapes. The faces on them will differ depending on where they're from, but the shapes are made the same so that people can know first at a quicker glance what they're dealing with.
Okay.
So then I am going to test him by putting down like a silver and a platinum and get him to pick which one is which. And then sometimes I'll throw in like a silver and 2 platinums, or 3 silver, a platinum, or all platinums or all silvers. Until eventually I get the idea that he's kind of got a good handle on which is which.
Sounds thorough. Alright.
I enjoy this.
Well, if he just spent like 500 gold, thinking that it was 250 gold or 125 gold or something like that.
No, he had absolutely no concept of it. He thought he spent 500 gold thinking it was 500 of these coins he had 1,200 of, so clearly that's reasonable.
Uh,
Alright. So that's the crash course. Any other discussions that are desired to be had? Does Milsari have questions for Roland about what he might have, what services he may have used?
Mm,
Oh, and did you, tip your attendant?
oh yeah, of course. What would be like standard tip? I figure Melisari would probably know that. Like, would
Yeah.
20% as
Yeah,
tier make sense?
I would say 10 to 20%, depending on how good a job you think they did. And the base price was 30, so if you think they did a great
Okay.
job, 6 gold. If you think they did a kind of bad job but still good enough for a tip, 3 gold, or then somewhere in between.
We'll do 5 gold.
Alrighty.
I decided to roll a d6 and got a
Makes
3, so in the
reasonable.
middle.
So, he will thank you. Like he will say thank you very much. With some actual enthusiasm, not like this is nothing to me. And
You know what? I think she does want to ask him at some point how well they pay him.
Hey?
he would say that that's like a standard pay. I haven't worked out what it is, but like certainly above average, with additional pay on days where special services are rendered.
Does he say special services?
Yes. This is meant to be a high class place, so they try to be kind of coy about it.
Yeah.
Whereas there are certainly a lower cost option somewhere else in the city, which is not going to be coy about it at all.
I think she will just nod understanding. Actually, you know what? She might not. I don't think she would. Hang on, insight. Okay, that's better. That's a 16.
All right. It's your own role, so you tell me, man.
I'll just say yeah, she gets what he's saying. And she'll just kind of nod, maybe a little bit of surprise on her face. And or discomfort. Anyway. Okay. I'm good, I think. So if we are back to all of us together,
Though I will say, there are several points throughout your stay where he does try to convince
entice me.
you. Yes.
Yeah, I think I'm good. I might be oblivious.
Entirely possible.
Hang on. Yeah, okay, I'm definitely not oblivious. I just rolled an 18. She will be polite, but fairly firm.
Right. If you're firm, then it'll probably only happen once.
Okay. Anyway.
Alrighty. So you have made use of the place.
Made use.
And so, is there anything left to be done in the city?
Melisari's gonna ask Roland for a full accounting of what he had done.
I give her the full accounting.
Full accounting being ice bath, massage, waiting area with additional foods and drinks. And
I thought that was no, wait, the personal attendants were standard. The waiting room was just if services are full at the time.
if there, well, a somewhat additional fee just in general can be used, but it is sometimes but it has like a cheaper rate when the other services are full. Because like it is pampering in and of itself, but it's also a waiting room.
Yeah.
So
I think now
pretty much everything short
that
of the public bath or special services.
Yeah. I think
But after his accounting, you know he's been fleeced somewhere in this process, either through tips or just upcharges.
yeah.
Somewhere around like the 50%, like 50 to 75% mark. Like a ridiculous amount.
Yep, that doesn't surprise me out of character. I am a little surprised that he didn't get upcharged that much for the ice bath, because that was 125, right?
150, I think I said, but I might have said 125. I'm trying to remember. I don't quite remember what I said from last week, but I also point out you had already mentioned you are potentially friends with this client, so they might have given you a higher price than normal.
Oh yeah, that's a fair point.
Should have not mentioned me until the end.
Well, it was more just a what I should have done was just a friend spent significantly more and not specify the amount.
Yeah. With that particular amount, that stands out.
Yeah, it does. Yeah, no. Coulda, woulda, shoulda. And how much did you tip?
The what?
They would have very much asked for tips after they had seen your naivete.
Whatever I paid was all included in the 500, so that includes
it's
the tip.
all included. Yeah, it includes the tip. You just get you can just pick what percentage of that was tipped, what percentage of that was. So if you want to say it was 0 of it was tipped, that's fine. If you want to say like half of it was tipped, that's also fine.
I don't think he understands what a tip is. Like, the idea is that these people are already... He's paying for their time. So, why would he need to tip them, pay them again for their time?
So,
I don't know that he actually paid 0, but I think he just does, what
he doesn't
is...
know what the difference is. Like, if they were asking for money, he gave them money. and whether
Literally,
it was
that
tip
is
or
how he
not-
came on about it. Is they said it costs this much, I give them this much. That is what I took out, and that is what they took. 500. How they break that down into their profits and costs and whatnot, I do not care.
She's frowning slightly. How did they seem to act toward you toward the end of these services?
They treated me like a king.
She is suddenly realizing that that question is meaningless with Roland.
Yep.
I wanted something, and they gave it to me. No one questioned me, or refused the service, or even grimaced in my direction.
If you want like an actual breakdown of what happened, you're probably gonna have to like read his thoughts for like 2 minutes while asking him questions.
I don't think she's gonna push the matter that much. Because she would ask permission.
Oh.
And she's not. Yeah, no, I'm not gonna do that. Alright, well, she looks.
Did you enjoy your bath?
She slightly begrudgingly says, I did.
Smell good.
Thank you.
Look very refreshed. It was worth it. Why question further than that? We could afford it, and we feel good.
I will say you do feel very refreshed.
I do. I will just nod. And for the moment, at least, let Roland go on.
Why try to ruin his good day?
Exactly. Exactly. She's a little upset, but... and has made a mental note that if this ever comes up again, she's going with him. And cast detect thoughts before she goes in.
So one worthwhile question. Roland, have you been mentioning Illustrate much, if at all, throughout your meanderings through the city?
I mean, if anybody were to give him cause to, and whenever something good happens to him, he does verbally offer praise to Illustrate, often referring to her as the Dark Lady instead of by name, but, like, he's not proselytizing at the moment.
Then, roll me a d20, because I don't have one on me.
I mean, you kind of do. In a couple different
That's a
ways.
19.
19. Alright, then at the very least, your attendant will end up asking about that. So if you desire to preach, you'll have an opportunity there and likely a few other places.
Yeah, anybody
throughout your
who
stay.
actually asks, what do you mean by that? Who is that? That kind of thing. He would happily say she's the exiled daughter of Corellin and Lolth, and she seeks to better the lives of the Drow by helping them find their way away from Lolth and back to the surface, back to the light. The goal ultimately to be to coexist with the other creatures on the surface, like humans and dwarves and elves, especially the elves. The other elves.
Some will be interested, some will scoff, but you are at least getting the word out there.
Yay! More reasons for people to chase and hunt me down.
Well, hey, I mean, double-edged sword. More for now, but once there's enough out there, stuff's becoming a real reason.
Mm-hmm.
Hopefully.
Well, that bastard can bring it on. I'm ready for him. I got a bath under my belt.
That bastard? Specific?
Yeah. The whispered one.
Ah, I see.
Alright. So, shall I move it to nighttime?
I think so, because we should already be pushing pretty close to when we get to leave.
Indeed.
Melisari is not going to make to return the money.
You're not going to return the excess?
No.
Wow.
Yep. Let's see, how much was it again?
I had given you 50 platinum, so 550 gold.
50 gold, you said?
Mm-hmm.
And I spent 35 of it. Math is 15.
Yes. 15 left over.
Okay. Does he say anything about it?
He expected you to have spent it all.
Yeah.
I mean, now that he's got the lesson, he realizes you should have had like 50 more gold than you needed. So at that point, he might say, "Do you want me to put the extra 50 gold I gave you back with the other?" Miss Military.
I'm thinking how she responds to that. Because he has now made it clear that there is an explicit amount that he is expecting her to have spent.
He looks entirely, like, unassuming, unaggressive. He just seems to want to help.
Yeah, yeah.
Aurelian was able to explain to me the values of the coins, and so I should not get them mixed up anymore.
She's gonna nod.
I became worried that I had given you silver instead of platinum. I did not know they were different.
Well, still think I had to respond, I'm sorry.
If you didn't convert any of the platinum, it means that you're sitting on 50 platinum and only 15 gold. So if you give him back the gold he asked, you'd be giving him 15 out of the 50 he's expecting.
Yeah, I know. I don't think I'm giving it back, but I am going to be honest about how much it actually ended up costing. Or at least I'm not going to hide it. She's gonna say, I took significantly fewer of the options than you did.
Oh, well, you shouldn't have done that. They were excellent options. But that is your choice. So then you must have more than 50 to put back if you want. I will hold on to it as before. Coins are heavy.
I think I will hold on to it for the moment.
As you
If
wish.
that's all right. Does he seem at all put out by that?
Roll his deception.
insight.
Yeah, roll your insight.
What's your reception?
18.
22.
He seems to think that there is another meaning to you not giving them back, but he does not address it.
She's going to look at you and very earnestly say, it's not a matter of... Oh, how much platinum did we have? Do I have any idea how much platinum we had?
Do you want to ask him? Because I don't think you do. You got paid when you weren't there.
Yeah.
And he just pulled out exactly the 40 and then the 50 that you asked for.
Yeah.
He seemed unbothered giving you 50 platinum.
Yeah.
When you guys are ready to leave the city, feel free to move outside the gate.
Sorry, I'm trying to figure out how to
No, it's
reassure
fine.
him without,
You're playing the game. Like, you're doing what you're supposed to do. I'm just letting you guys know that that is an option.
I'm just very bad at figuring out what I want to say and how I want to respond. I don't like taking up so much time. So anyway, sorry, looking at him very earnestly saying, it's not a matter of trust.
He just blinks at that.
I just... And, she does pause and wants to, like, is trying to figure out how to say what she's trying to say. And then looks back up and says, carrying it is no bother to me. And I am feeling like it would be good to carry our wealth in I don't know how to say it. Not have all of our eggs in one basket, I suppose.
Should I have purchased a basket?
It's an expression, just, well, it stems from agriculture. Chickens producing eggs for food, what have you. And so not placing all of your eggs in one basket means that if, say, you were to drop the basket, you would not lose your whole collection of eggs.
For the record, Roland has never seen a chicken.
But he knows what a bird is. He lived in the forest.
That's fair. You know what birds are, but no chickens.
So then it is about trust. do not want me to drop this basket.
I'm merely recognizing that you're less experienced in
He's
this world.
going to take the bag of holding from his belt and hold it out to you.
She looks saddened and
Hey.
holds up a hand.
Shouldn't have gotten used to being trusted. Things change too quickly. They are not real changes. Forgive me. I did not intend to do wrong.
You owe me no apology. And I do not wish to have hurt you with this. You have been a great ally and companion. And she, like, kind of puts a hand on your outstretched hand with the bag of holding and gives it a gentle push back toward you.
Are you sure you wish me to keep this?
Yes. At least for the moment. And, I don't know if you want to roll it or just have my explanation of, what's in her expression.
He seems, like he's just trying to find the right moment to, move away. He's not really
From the,
reading expressions.
or...
No, like physically move away.
Yeah. Then she will, she'll take, kind of a step back. I want to reassure him further, but I don't want to bring up the specifics. Because I feel like arguing it will just solidify it more in his mind. And I don't like that.
Assuming that you don't have more to say about it, he will, reattach the bag to his belt and beginning heading toward the place where you're supposed to meet the caravan.
I think as we walk, actually, she is going to say in kind of a lighter tone, out of curiosity, how much platinum do we have?
There's a long pause before he answers, and he clears his throat first and says, I counted the coins and I made a note after what I gave you to pay for your treatment. We have 465 platinum coins left, which is equivalent to 4,650 gold pieces. If you add that to the 681 gold pieces still in the bag, then we have 5,331 gold pieces worth.
If you are looking at her at all, she looks surprised.
He's not. He's like just sort of staring straight ahead as he walks down the street. His shoulders are slumped. I did not include the 9 silver pieces, which would change for a gold piece I spent on something else, but that is that too.
She's gonna chuckle at that. And just kind of,
That'll draw him to look toward her. He looks surprised and a little hurt that you're laughing at him.
with that much platinum, the silver is,
Yes.
yeah. Well, that is an excellent haul that we made.
I would not have spent the coin on the bath if it seemed like it was damaging our funds.
She's gonna look at him. It was good for you.
Yes.
Everyone should get to do that at least once in their life. And it's unfortunate that it's not an option for so many.
I am glad that you trusted me and took the chance to have it done for you as well.
She'll nod.
Eladion too, though he did not get one of the options that I did.
I don't think I went in, did I?
You did.
Yeah.
You went in with me. We were in like one of the saunas together. So you got like just a sauna kind of thing, a hot tub kind of thing. I don't know. I went into everything.
Yeah.
I remember getting like a sauna maybe and like a regular bath. But pretty much stuck to just cleaning himself off.
No, yeah.
So, if you guys are ready to head out, please move your tokens to the outside of the front gate.
Bathhouse
Wish
got
this
a roof.
With me. Wait, am I even moving my token in the right direction? I can't. Oh, there we go.
Oh,
Let me out!
and
Let me
noticed
out!
the
Oh,
door had gotten closed at some point. There you are.
well, Roland's dead.
Oh dear. That's a problem.
He is inside the wall.
I don't know how that happened.
Did
Because you
I
kept slamming him against things.
also get the benefits of a long rest?
No, that was a property of the ice bath specifically.
Ah, gotcha.
But I guess you were changing the temperature yourself. So, sure.
I feel a little like a dick, but not enough, especially after recognizing how much they overcharged Roland.
So you'd have a description of the caravan, and since there aren't wagons, this is the caravan.
So in what way is this going to be faster than us traveling by ourselves on foot?
Because there are wagons, but there's no wagons in Tailspire.
Oh, okay. I thought you were telling me that there were no wagons in the caravan. I'm like, then it's not
No.
faster. We would just walk there.
Yeah, so actually I should... let me grab one more set of camels.
I'm not sure
Is there-
about this orc giving the thumbs up to the camel's butt.
Look, I have limited choices. So you've got... And so you'll have two camels pulling your cart, and let's say another set of camels pulling a cart strictly for goods.
I figured what would have been better to say.
So, these are effectively the caravans. Like every set of camels has a cart. Those are the people that you have to guard. You may arrange the camels, and thus well, you may tell me how they should be arranged, so you guys can try to protect things in a manner you like.
I mean, if we've got a long caravan, then probably being toward the middle is best so that we can respond to problems at either the front or the back equally quickly.
Okay. You know what? Let's make it two. Like, since there's two caravans of people, there should probably be two caravans of merchandise.
And wherever the merchandise should also be sandwiched in toward the middle.
Okay, so you guys want yourselves in the very middle with one set of merchandise on each side, and then people on either end.
I think probably, unless somebody else has a different suggestion, that's probably a good way to do it.
I trust your judgment.
You should not.
That's out of character, just to be clear.
I have never led a
Alright.
caravan anywhere before.
So something
Unless
like
you're
that.
making the suggestions in character. In which case, I trust the judgment of the caravan, and if they make no complaints, that's fine.
They make no complaints.
Then I make no comment.
So this is how you guys want to be rolling.
Ha 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 ha.
Oh my god.
That was not intentional, but I will take credit for it.
They see me rolling.
Oh my god. Was that roll to decide if you started singing?
Yeah,
No, I thought it was just so you'd actually be rolling.
Everybody saw me rolling.
Actually, I wonder if it would be... approaching the caravan, does anyone there look significantly more important than anyone else?
Kind of hard to tell. They're all fairly well dressed, so you're uncertain. Since this is a Dragonborn city, you might think that the Dragonborn are more important, as it's kind of like a Dragonborn caravan and then a more mixed group. But it's hard to know. You could certainly ask, but just looking, you're not sure.
No, it's fine.
There are no.
Then actually, I will make the suggestion. If our intent is to guard, it would be perhaps prudent to What's the word?
Lead. Surround. Encompass. Encapsulate. Protect.
Spread out?
Yep.
Let's go with spread out. Is the suggestion.
So
In the middle is-
put one person in each wagon.
Does it seem like the Dragonborn and the other people are like separate from each other?
Are they?
Like specifically?
They're working for the same person and going well, not necessarily. They're going to the same place, but they do seem to be different groups.
And do any of them? I know the Dragonborn and they're all armored, but I'm not sure if that's just the tokens.
That's just the tokens.
Yeah, I figured.
You are the only security on this job.
Great. That's
Yay.
comforting. Or perhaps
Look, I don't want to run NPC fighters, okay?
you don't want to what?
I don't want to run NPC combatants if I can avoid it.
Yeah, that's fair.
They really are sparing every expense in it.
An important note. I'm gonna say in the telepathic bond.
Oh, mine's finally back up.
Yours wasn't up.
Nope.
Because he wouldn't touch the sword.
Oh right. I'm gonna say over the. Would I have noticed? Would there have been any indication without
only
using it?
only if you tried to use it, so no.
Okay, yeah. And I will reach out over the telepathic bond and ask, Nightmare, are you nearby?
Did I give those things a distance?
A
I want
mile.
to say 1,000 feet.
1,000 feet.
A mile?
If it's 1,000 feet, then you're not going to get anything. But you know you're going to pass close enough.
Yeah, 1,000 feet.
So you won't get anything, but you'll pass close enough to where the dragon went down that you'll be able to message them as you go by. So if you want to be sending a message at that point, I can certainly respond.
I look concerned. And yeah, I'm gonna be doing that. I might actually periodically.
He is probably just out of range.
Yeah, I'm around. Do you need something? Yeah.
We are moving on. Although we didn't actually finally resolve the caravan issue. Is there something that I can roll to for like tactics in terms of guarding the caravan? History maybe for like knowing how it's been handled in the past,
I would
or
say
otherwise
history's
survival.
not quite right.
Yeah.
Let's. Like, it's not going to be in your personal history for this kind of
Yeah.
thing. So.
Unless it happened to come up in my reading somewhere along the line, but it's not really her area of focus either.
Yeah, so. I'm tempted to say intelligence insight.
Okay.
Let's
Wait.
go with that. So roll insight, but instead of adding wisdom, add intelligence.
Okay.
So if you're not proficient in insight, then just roll
Yeah, yeah.
intelligence.
Wow, that's an 8.
Also, you're gonna need new portents rolls because you pushed for the long rest.
Oh, right.
Alright, and so you got an 8 in total?
I got an 8, unless I feel like using one of these instead.
Alright, let me know when you have your final result.
We'll go with. No, it's fine. We'll just stick with the 8.
Alright, then it feels like
Oh,
there's
sorry. Actually, 9. I forgot about the skill bonus. I was gonna do Arcana and Insight.
Roland, was that an actual roll for the same thing, or
Yes.
alrighty? Then it occurs to you that there is one perhaps better possibility, and that if you can convince one of the two groups of people to split up, you could put one group of them in the middle, and then two of each in one in the back car, one in the front car. That way you can have some of your guys in the front, one of your guys in the back, so that you're closer to each end should things happen, and leave more of your um, defendees near the middle.
I wonder if. I don't think that Roland will convey that.
Okay. Then I will presume that we move forward, unless Aurelion would like to roll.
No, I don't think he'd have any insight into the layout for what do you call it?
Caravans.
Security.
All right, then.
So whatever Mel
Well,
say is what we do.
Then while you do have
But
control over the marching order, you don't have much control over the route you're taking, just because it's the merchant's route.
I think since I was already having kind of thoughts on this anyway, I might suggest seeing if we can split up the front group at all and maybe rotate one of us through them, or two of us, however the other party feels like splitting, if they are inclined to do so.
Alright, do you want to role play it, or try and roll for some persuasion?
My persuasion is shit. But I guess if I can kind of just roll persuasion along with the general gist of the argument,
Yeah, if you
I
just
would
want to get
make.
like a general idea, it can add some bonuses or perhaps negatives to your roll if it's a particularly bad argument.
Yeah. So general gist is that I think it would be beneficial to have at least one guard toward the front of the caravan, so that should we approach any dangers, we can react accordingly.
Alright, and their
Persuasion.
primary complaint is going to be just that they're not wanting to get split up because they don't want to have to be with people they don't know, and well, they're gonna get bored if they're in the middle back with people they don't know on their own. Uh, so if you have any particular rebuttals to that, you can. In other words, just roll it. Because like, I have no intention of having any more back and forth, but that way you can at least target more towards their particular complaint.
Yeah. She'll just propose the idea that, it could end up being interesting getting to know new people.
All right.
Although it's kind of half-hearted.
Roll
And-
flat.
The roll is a 7.
7. All right. Let me roll
I
a
don't feel
d20
strongly
here.
enough to use one of the portent's rolls.
Where? Why don't I see the dice? Oh, because I'm in build mode. That's why. Whee! They seem unconvinced. Perhaps if
Alright.
there's combat, you'll be able to reconvince them later, but for now,
Yeah.
things will stay as they are.
Yeah, that's fine. She'll nod and just step into our wagon.
Alrighty.
And then, like I said, move along with the nightmare.
So, as the merchants and whatnot would be dealing with the path and navigation, you're not going to need to be rolling survival checks. What would you guys like to be doing while you're traveling?
Well, I think that Roland is going to spend time, watching out the side of the wagon for trouble, spend some time praying to Illustre, and spend some time journaling.
Okay.
I'm gonna spend some time journaling, spend some time looking out the window for trouble. Trying to think if there are any spells that would be useful for searching out. I don't think there's anything that would have a good enough range, really, for locating other issues. And facing an uncomfortable inner struggle. But also I want to propose to Nightmare.
That's a weird thing to do.
I hate you. Would you be willing, Nightmare, to scout ahead a little bit and warn us of any impending danger?
Is there any extra meat for me?
We did offer you a dragon.
Yeah, but that was before you needed my help. Besides, you killed it anyway. Your friend was running after it. You didn't have much choice.
There is a telepathic sigh. I'm sure we can find some extra meat.
Alright. I want that extra meat by end of day tomorrow.
How long are we expecting to be traveling with the caravan?
5 days or so?
I don't know that we can guarantee that, unfortunately.
I'll just charge interest.
At what rate?
100%.
Yeah, never mind then.
Alright.
Oh, Leon,
It's me.
we did not discuss interest rates. What does this mean?
Melisari is smiling.
It's complicated. It's adding on a percentage. So that
Adding on. Where does this added on come from? Spontaneously
some
create
people
money.
lend you money, but some people lend you money as a business. That's what they do to make money. They lend people money.
Hmm.
But you pay them back slightly more. That's how they
So
make their
make
profits
money.
off it. So the interest is the slightly more that you pay back.
Oh. And so, because they have the money that you borrow, they charge you this
Basically, they're
interest.
charging you for the money. That's a good way to put it.
Hmm.
I suppose it works well enough, yes.
You're buying money off them, effectively.
Buying money. And so you pay more for the money than it is completely worth. If I borrow a gold piece from you, later I give you a gold piece and another gold piece.
But that probably, if you're paying back that much, there's something wrong. That you're going to someone who's very unscrupulous.
Ha!
Maybe a gold piece and a silver piece.
Nightmare! Nightmare, Aurelian
Yeah.
says that you're unscrupulous.
And
I just thought you should know.
thank you.
Unscrupulous is not a good way to be, I think.
Generally, no, but some people don't care.
Do you think I am unscrupulous?
Nope.
Oh. That is good.
Does he seem to be looking for any response from Elisari?
No, this is the most he's said since any of this started.
Yeah.
And it hasn't been said, it was on the telepathic bond.
No, I know.
It's specifically, like, beelined past you to Aurelion. Mentally.
Yeah.
Alright, and Aurelian, what are you doing on the trip here?
I am going to be trying to keep an eye out.
And just doing
Trying.
that?
Pretty much just.
Actually, there is more to discuss.
Alright, I can't copy the tokens, which annoys me. So...
Well, there is more that I want to bring up.
You do
as
that
we
while I move
continue.
tokens.
Yeah. Was there any progress on the sword? Because I assume I'm noticing that it's not visible on anyone's person.
Yeah, it is not.
I say, oh yeah. What's her name?
Jezrien.
The dragon. What's her name?
Jezrien.
Jezrien. Donated a bit of blood, and it worked. It did the thing that we were hoping it would do.
And did we decide if we had already gone through that in character? Wait, did I cast Identify on it? But before the curse, so it wouldn't matter, right?
Yeah, I'm the one who knows about the curse. And Roland knows as well. Roland.
Okay, then I'll
is
ask,
the-
what it was intended to do.
Oh, it's... That sword really wants to kill dragons, but if you bathe it in the blood of every type of chromatic and metallic dragon, there's a 75% chance that it will sate the curse. The curse will be lifted, and it will become just a magic sword. A decent magic sword.
She raises an eyebrow.
25% chance that it will just get worse.
She's gonna raise an eyebrow at the bathe in the blood. How much did it seem to require? how much was given
I
it.
will look to Roland and be like, it's not a huge amount.
Nothing lethal.
Hmm.
I nod. And make it worse how?
Oh, it would want to kill everyone.
Oh,
Which I think is probably kind of bad.
yeah, just a little bit.
Yeah.
Do you need to be attuned to it in order for this to transpire?
I look at. I looked to Roland. I was like, were you tuned at the time? I think you were.
The sword cannot control you unless it is attuned to you, but it attunes instantaneously and replaces another attunement if you are currently aware of a dragon in your presence. So when I took the sword out of the bag of holding to show it to Jezreel, it instantaneously attuned to me and tried to compel me to kill her. But I was able to resist it, and we asked for her blood, which satiated the blade for the day, and has illuminated this stone, this bead on the blade. Once all 10 are there, then we cross our fingers.
Were we able to get any sort of read on if there's a time limit for any of this?
He just
To
shakes his
finish
head.
it. She'll nod. Thoughtful.
You have some clue because when you found it, it had to already lit up.
Yeah, the clue is that it doesn't seem to matter, which is why he's shaking his head. However long it takes.
Oh. But he didn't specify.
He
What
shakes
mill
his
is
head,
on?
and after a second he just says, however long it takes. It already had several dragons worth of blood before we ever found it, and those remain upon it.
She's gonna nod. And we believe it to be worth the risk.
Leon does.
And you?
I do not think so.
I'm nodding.
But I would
25%.
have left it with Jezreel, who is a more potent, powerful person than we are. But she did not want it, so we are stuck with it. And as we are stuck with it, then there is this 75% chance that it can become not a destructive, horrifying thing. If it becomes convenient for us to deal with, we should deal with it.
25 is still quite the risk.
I would like all three of you to roll me some perception checks.
Oh god damn it, I had wanted to do perception, and now I've locked myself into insight. I am far too engrossed in the conversation to have any awareness of my surroundings.
I got an 18.
I got a nat 1.
Okay. And Aurelion? You may roll with
Gosh.
advantage because you were just watching.
Okay. I can't do much better than what I got.
Nice.
I could do a hell of a lot worse. So that's an 18.
Daisies.
18. And what'd you get, Roland?
18.
18. Alright. Then, due to a luck roll that I made, Malsari and Roland, you guys don't spot anything on your, like, during your watches, but Aurelion, as you are on lookout the entire time, as opposed to just part of the time, you are able to be fairly certain that nothing's been following or trying to harm the caravan. And you'll see that the caravan begins making its way into a ravine's not quite the right word. It's similar. Like, it's kind of, ravine canyony. It's meant to be a place that was carved out by a now dried up river. Whatever that type of terrain is called. As you can see, the areas above it, which I didn't have time to fill in, are some of the more clustered areas of rocks where it might be harder to get a caravan through, where this is fairly clear, even if it is a bit windy.
Windy.
But as you're going along, good. So, you'll get to. I'm just gonna move here, guys, as tokens, because maybe this won't. Well, actually, no, I forgot, I can group them.
You can do the zip zap.
So this is gonna be a bit tricky, but
Yep.
yeah. So as you get to about here, as you are still being attentive, Aurelion, you will begin to hear what sounds like voices in a language I don't believe you speak, coming from further down. One moment.
But we are over time.
Sadly.
Alright, I just had to make sure I still had permission to use the computer since my brother is now back. Alright, so you guys get here. Aurelion, what languages do you speak?
I speak Common, Dwarvish, and Elvish.
Common, Dwarven, Fish. Then you're going to hear what sounds kind of more. I'm trying to think of the right word. Like a more guttural language, like something that's not going to be kind of like as poetic as like you might imagine Elvish or like French is. Something that's kind of got more sharp sounds to it.
Like German.
But, that could be good. Regardless, it's not a language you speak. Let me pull up the stats real quick.
I mean, as soon as I hear this, I'm going to, step out, and I would move to the front of the caravan and just try to get everyone to stop.
Alright, so, you're pretty much calling a halt to the caravan.
Mm-hmm.
Did you guys want to try and set up any signal or thing like that?
Well, we have the telepathic bond open, so I'll warn the other three. I hear voices ahead.
So, I am fairly aware of how you can tell each other, but I'm curious if you have a method for quickly stopping the other members of the caravan, specifically the ones ahead of you.
Oh, I step out and I move forward, and I'm just waving people down as I go, but I'm gesturing for silence.
It sounds like he's running up to the front wagon and telling
Okay.
them.
Yeah.
Just making sure I have a understanding of what is going on.
Oh, and
Um,
I'd ask Roland or Melisari to move backwards as well to make sure that they stop as well. So people are,
So I imagine.
and I would say, like, try to keep the noise down. I don't want whoever's up ahead, I don't want them to know that we know they're there, just in case.
And well, actually, in hindsight, since the caravan, like portions of caravan that have pretty much all supplies in it, aren't occupied. These have to be kind of tethered. So I guess you guys stopping is gonna pretty well stop the caravan.
There's
Regardless, you'll
momentum.
be able to explain.
as we pause and start pulling out of the caravan, I'm gonna say I can get to the front much quicker. And without really waiting for a response, I'm gonna step out, unless like the caravan has pretty much already halted by the time I step out.
It will halt pretty quickly because the front caravan's gonna notice the additional load of the back 3 wagons.
Okay.
Because this is like, because now in my head, since I'm like, oh wait, these people don't have people driving, so how are these getting around? They must be tied together. So one in the middle stopping is gonna put a serious anchor on the one up front. So with you guys stopping, it will pretty well stop the whole caravan. But that will give you time to get out and explain or give orders if you like.
And I will let them know. I'm gonna scout ahead just to see what I can see.
All right, you go on sneaking, or you just go in and clop, clop, clop.
Oh, I am sneaking.
Is anyone going with him?
I'm gonna move toward the front of the caravan.
Ooh.
And
It's a
as
31
we
stealth.
go, I want to ask approximately which direction. Oh shit!
If
No, it doesn't matter. Never mind. Sorry. Doesn't
Uh,
matter.
And if the other two of you, now that you've been alerted to the sounds, want to make a perception check to try and make it out, feel free. I don't know if any of you speak the language, but
That is better. That is an 18.
18. Alright, so then you'll be able to hear it. Especially from the front.
I speak Orcish.
Okay. And did you make a perception check?
I can.
If you would like to try and make it out, because it's kind of faint from this distance.
17.
That's good enough. So, I believe you will know what they're saying. Melsari, what do you speak? Well, I guess I can just say, do you speak Orcish?
I do not.
Alright. Do you speak Goblin or Giant by chance?
Nope.
Alrighty. Because those are also possible languages, and I cannot get the internet to pull up what language they have. So for now, we're going to call it Orcish, because I think that's what these things have. Because they're like a weird kind of meeting point. So, Aurelion, what did you get for stealth?
What you want?
That 21 or a 31? You know what? I don't care.
31.
Okay.
I got a 20 on die.
How do you have plus 11?
I'm very good at stealth.
Okay, then.
I have expertise in stealth from that skills feat.
Ah, okay. Yeah, that would do it. Then, yeah, you're able to sneak up. And so if when you get to about where you're at, when you peek around the corner, you'll see two large ogres that are trying to kind of hide behind the bend, somewhat bickering at each other. Trying to figure out who's going to get... Well, actually, you don't know what they're saying, but they're bickering at each other. Roland, however, is aware of two things speaking in Orcish that are bickering at each other about who gets what from whatever caravan comes by next. Like the language they use is indicating they don't necessarily know you're there yet, but definitely have ill intent.
Yeah. I'll pass that along through the telepathic bond since I'm moving toward the back, as was asked. That I caught it before I left, and I'll just say they are definitely planning to attack the caravan. I do not know if they know that we are coming yet. They speak Orcish.
Yeah, I see 2 of them.
They are preparing to divvy up spoils and fighting over who gets what.
Yep. And I'd like to point out to Aurelion that these things are whispering, but with them being A, huge, and B, this being a canyon, the sound just travels a decent distance.
We are 15 minutes over.
Yep.
Yep.
And that's why I was wanting to just kind of get to the introduction of what we'll probably be seeing next week.
Okay.
Real quick, that temporary HP bonus, how long did that last?
I think it lasts 8 hours.
Okay. Just want to make sure I didn't still have it, because I took a long rest. And it changed things.
Yeah, well, it's kind of, when you press the long rest button, it assumes that 8 hours have passed, so...
Yeah.
Or no, with D&D 1, it's just a toggle that you can say reset HP changes or not. Regardless.
Yeah.
I don't, like, this is still a bit into the travel, like, it's pretty late. I probably should make it darker, but I also want you guys to be able to see your tokens, so...
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is nighttime.
With that said, I am sorry for the late start and short session, but I hope you guys had fun. I very much enjoyed the roleplay between people.
Fun is a word.
If anyone is missing inspiration, please take it.
Woo!
If not, if you're missing hit points, feel free to get 10 extra.
But we all took long rests.
Well, the 2 of you did. I don't think Aurelion did, because he didn't get
Oh,
that
right,
good
right,
of
right.
a bathhouse
Yeah.
experience.
So
So
that's
if you're
those 10 hit points come in handy.
And if anybody else is full on inspiration, you can donate your 10 hit points to, or inspiration to Aurelion.
I will. I didn't need either.
I have inspiration.
Okay.
Okay, so then
HP.
you get an extra bit of HP
5
for rolling.
brings me back up to total.
Cool. Then, as we are past time, as you said, I guess I will see you guys next week. Where we
Alrighty.
get to
Good do.
fight some ogres.
Ew.
Good night, stream.
Play
I
stream.
actually have a battle map prepared.
Yay.
And reasonable already to get you into a cool battle map.
Yay. Bye stream.
Bye, stream.
Great.